Joining me today is Jackie from Cobram Estate. We're talking all things extra virgin olive oil. It's an ingredient you and I can't live without.
Yes, love it.
It's not only delicious, but it's also got plenty of nutrients that we all need. And I thought the best thing we could make is olive oil flatbread. Why not? Olive oil flatbread, but also we're going to brush some harissa on it.
That sounds delicious. Let's get started.
All right, so super easy, Jax. I'll get 1.5 cups of self-raising flour in here. And I do this at home when I want to have people over, just want a little nibble to start off with a glass of wine maybe. This is fantastic, passing this flatbread around. It is so yummy, particularly when it comes straight off the grill. So flour's in there just to give it a bit of a lift, and so we don't have to wait to forget that. So some baking powder, some salt, and the secret ingredient, apart from the extra virgin olive oil, is yogurt.
Amazing.
Yes, and it just works every time. So I'm going to start mixing that in, and then we need about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. So Jax, you've got 3 varieties of extra virgin olive oil here.
Yeah.
Let's talk through a few of them before we start adding it.
Great point, because we get asked that all the time at Cobram Estate. So you're right, we've got 3 different varieties of extra virgin olive oil. They're all the same high quality, so they're all picked and pressed within 4 to 6 hours. So you get a different flavour profile depending on which olives you use in that extra virgin olive oil, kind of like grapes. And then depending on that, you'll get a lighter flavour right up to a more robust flavour.
Well, let's start with the lighter flavour.
Yes.
What type of olive variety?
So the main one in our light flavour is Arbequina. This one is majority Picual, and this one is our more robust extra virgin olive oil, which is some of our more robust olive varieties.
And I know in my pantry I have 3 of them for different uses. So I use the robust one quite a lot in salad dressings. The classic I use the most because it's
All
an
round,
all-rounder.
yeah.
And then the light one's fantastic for frying, deep
sweet
frying.
dishes, baking, where you kind of don't want that flavour to come out as much, but you can still use it in cakes and biscuits and that kind of thing.
Nice one. So for the bread, I find it works really nicely with the classic.
Yes,
So we might just add about a tablespoon into this bread. Nice one. And I've actually been out to Cobram Estates Grove near Mildura. It's so fascinating to see the whole process working and the sense of urgency from picking the olives to placing it, processing into the bottles.
Everything is done there at the groves. We do everything from growing our own trees through to picking and pressing and bottling. So you would have tasted that at the end.
And boy, when you taste fresh olive oil, nothing compares. And also you get that assurity when the harvest is happening. You get the information on every single bottle.
We do. So we have our harvest date on every bottle, so you can see that there. Harvest in Australia happens between about May and June each year. And then once it hits about end of June, start of July, you'll start seeing fresh season oil come out again. So you can just check that on the side of the bottle.
So good. All right, Jax, have a feel of that. I think that's ready to go.
Yeah, that feels very light and fluffy.
So could you pass me a knife, please? That's a goodie. And while I'm just rolling these out, would you be able to mix the harissa with an oil? So because harissa's got a bit of a kick to it, what oil would you recommend to put with it?
I would recommend in that case the robust, so they can both stand up to each other. That one's quite peppery. And what you'll find with those really peppery flavours is they kind of blend in really well to each other and balance each other out.
There you go. Well, let's mix it away. So probably about a tablespoon and just mix it in with harissa. Harissa is a North African pepper paste, so it's got sort of capsicum through it and some chilies. So yummy. You can get it from all your supermarkets now. And you just mix those together just for some extra taste. I'm just going to grab a rolling pin and just really roughly roll these out. They don't need to be perfect. In fact, I think they look better when they're sort of a little odd-shaped. So now all we need to do is brush that delicious harissa oil over the flatbread. And I've got some nigella seeds. I love that sweet, nutty flavour that you get from nigella seeds, and a little pop of colour. The black against the red looks so nice. Oh, look at that.
Delicious.
And nigella seeds. And that's it. This now goes onto a really hot grill, and we don't need to add any more oil to it. We'll add some more later on though, so on it goes. We'll wait for it to start cooking on one side, turn it over, another few minutes, bang, it's ready. All right, Jax, last one is ready to go. Oh, I love these char marks over it. And they look fantastic as is, but just giving it a little gloss from the extra virgin olive oil just takes it one step further.
It's really featured.
Nice one. And Parmesan, because I think it just looks quite pretty. They all are almost like little pizzas, if you like. And that olive oil is just going to allow that cheese to stick. Should we have a taste?
Yes,
all right.
definitely.
I'm going to go for this one here. One for you.
Yum, thank you.
Let's try our olive oil flatbread. They're really good.
Delicious.
It's that combo of Parmesan, Nigella seed, Harissa and the oil tying it together that makes these so delicious. One thing missing.
Wine?
A bit of wine with this would just top it off.
Absolutely.
Cheers, Jackie.